I did They Tried to Play with the JHIT, but they didn't know I was a Jew. That one did like 1.5 mil. I don't get embarrassed, man. So like I can say whatever the fuck comes to my mind. I'm banned from Walmart at one location just because they know who I am. And I walked in and they didn't want me filming there and they thought we were going to trash the store.
You're a pretty well-known individual. So your content is definitely translating into, you know, a big brand.
I'm here for the end goal.
Yeah.
I would have given up a long time ago, but like proving that like we did 50 million views in 1 month. I mean, in 1 year on my Instagram.
Not monetized.
Yeah, not monetized at all. So like
crazy.
we didn't make 1 cent off that.
We are City.
The hottest podcast in the city, Florida JHIT.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the pod.
Yes, likewise. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming in such short notice as well. So we were just kind of talking about you before we came, kind of got to looking at your content, just refreshing ourselves on kind of your history. And Dylan obviously was having a good conversation with me about you as well. And just had a curiosity as for your personality and your fan base. And he was also telling me this will be like the first of an interview for you, as far as like a full like length interview about you outside of a comedy standpoint.
Yes, 100%. I'd say this is probably the most professional conversation I've had posted or publicly, other than the speech that I did for when I ran for mayor.
For mayor, that's what we were just talking about as well. And I didn't know about that, so I was like, wait, was he legit like running for mayor?
It was like,
were you really doing that?
So it was a civil meeting, like just like, you know, a normal town hall meeting, but I just decided to speak publicly and just speak my mind on that. Yeah. I thought it would be, I don't know, a good thing to do, honestly. Yeah. But I could run for mayor.
But you were serious about.
You can definitely see it in my voice. Yeah. I mean, not see it in my voice, obviously, but here, yeah, I was definitely passionate, I would say. Yeah. But election's not until November, so I can definitely go for it.
What was that environment like? What was it? I mean, you going up there and giving a speech to people who are very serious about, you know, their issues they have going on in the city, and obviously you go up there and you're giving that speech. What was kind of like the response you got back from doing that? So
initially, you know, I'm always nervous doing that type of stuff, but the response afterwards, I actually had a couple of commissioners of Boynton Beach actually follow my Instagram afterwards. So I thought it was a pretty cool reach. And one of them told me to try to, I forgot what position it was for, but he said, go run for that position first in like the mostly, I would say, Jewish populated area, and then try to run for mayor. So he says I can get experience before going.
So he was actually giving you, a game so you could. That's supportive. I won't ask that you name who that was, but whoever that was.
I don't think I want to name drop him.
Whoever that was, that's a great individual.
Proper
advice. See the positivity and what you were trying to do.
It shows respect goes a long way.
Yeah. And you're originally from that area. You from Boynton?
Like South Florida area, yeah. Boynton Beach.
Okay. Born and raised?
Yes, sir.
Cool. How old are you now?
I'm 20 years old.
I was going to say you've done a lot for just 20 years old.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. As far as just, your persona online, I would like to think, how long have you been doing content?
A little bit over 1 year.
Oh, really? Only 1 year?
We started in June of 2023. So then I had to stop for like 1 month then, just because, shit happens, car breaks down, life happens. So I would say August was like the really first time we just really started pushing out content. So it's been, just over 1 year.
Okay.
But yeah.
How do you stay consistent doing something like that? Because I think I would attribute it to your consistency. I feel like just scrolling through your content, like you just have so much content out. So
I feel like you have to feed the algorithm. Instagram, YouTube will tell you when you're doing something right. YouTube, for example, keeps telling you to post, and it's like, we're rewarding you because you're posting so much. And to me, it's like, I'm going for the end goal. So I don't really care about the short-term money. Like, I don't care about like the couple $100 or anything. I'm here for the long-term out of it. And I know the longevity of keep posting, reposting the same content, trying to get to that point and innovating, you'll get to that end goal. Because it's hard work always pay off. And especially in this time of era, Mr. Beast is proving it just in like one example. Hard work, originality, something new and different will get views. And right now, social media ever is the only time I've ever seen it where like original content you posted on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, it will actually be shown to people.
Yeah.
Just because the AI stuff knows. It's very strange. I'm a huge nerd about that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think we're getting to, it's the time where everything you do is content, or what every industry is a content industry.
Exactly.
You know, so if you're a medical doctor, it helps your business more for you to post content online.
Exactly.
Whatever you do. So it's amazing that you're able to figure that out, or that's like part of your I would say strategy. So like, what's the end goal? If we talk about the end goal, or like you're looking at the bigger picture, what's that for you when it comes to, you know, the type of content you make?
That's a big question. I would say end goal would be myself, my true person. But I feel like everyone who's blowing up right now, you have to put on that alter ego act to get to the point where you want to be before you can rebrand. So I feel like the end goal is to be who I really want to be and just present that to the world and do what I really want to do.
Yeah.
But I can't say that yet, obviously.
Yeah.
But
that's it. So it's a weird route. You have to kind of go
exactly
away from yourself, find this thing, and then ultimately be who you want to be, kind of like
in a strange way. Yeah, that's a weird way for me to say it, actually, but I feel like there's no really way for me to really say it.
To be a higher version of who you want to, who you are, I guess.
Best version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the meanwhile, you're not thinking like that. You're just kind of pushing out.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just nonstop, keep pushing, and just see what works, and just staying true to who I am.
Is it difficult for you, or is it easy?
I'd say the creative block is hard. It's very easy to make the content, edit, record, but it's the creative block of coming up with something original and new and different every single time. That's the hard part.
I'd imagine that as well.
Everyone would say that.
Yeah.
But
because how do you come up with because you're not just doing one thing. You know, there are content creators, they have like a blueprint. Exactly. Maybe they just ask 3 questions of the same questions to everyone, and that's their content style. Mm-hmm. But you're doing something creatively new every time you create content.
I just feel like it's the best way to grow a fan base.
Yeah, what's that what's that? What does that look like for you? How do you come up with that? Do you literally sit there and like draw up ideas, or?
I mean, I can just show you my notes. It's just whatever idea I see something or scrolling, and I just find like some innovation or some like little quirky idea to it, I just run with it. Because the content that I want to do is limitless, if that makes sense. I can do anything.
Yeah.
It could be a podcast, it could be long form content, it could be short form. Anyone's there, even music, for example. It's just the point that as long as you're just trying and you're dedicated to something, people are there for it.
Yeah. And what was the content that really blew you up a little bit?
So the first one, it was they tried to play with the JHIT, but they didn't know I was a Jew. That one did like 1.5 mil, but then I reposted it like as a different like innovation, just like different clothes, different location. That one did like 4 million.
On TikTok or?
That was on Instagram. TikTok doesn't really reward my type of content. It like really shoots it down. Yeah, Instagram Reels pushes it for a different reason, but it works.
I would think you would be way bigger on TikTok.
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
Instagram's the only one that's like holding me back, I would say. I mean, not holding me back. I would say like pushing me out. Yeah. Jewish Money Lesson was the first one I would say that was like the first one that was kind of professional or like more like a normal thing, if that kind of makes sense. It's still quirkiness, but it was the more, instead of just talking like the pastrami injection or like satire, is more like actually facts and that. Yeah. Like investing your money in CD account.
That's genius, bro.
Like for that one, it was just me and my boy were sitting down one day. We were listening, like he had like a TJX6 song on. I was like, what if we do that? But like as a money lesson song, instead of scam rap, it's like saving money, investing money. Yeah. And then that kind of where we are now.
And that video blew up on Instagram.
What, first? Dude, it was on my Instagram for like 2 months. Out of nowhere, it was just sitting at like 30K. And then out of nowhere, the algorithm just picks it up. So then I'm like really in tune with the algorithm. So like when I see that, I just start to keep remaking like different Jewish money lessons, like part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Out of nowhere, I started 3 months later. And then every single one I posted would get 200K views, 300K views, 400K. I'd keep reposting them and it'll be the same effect, 300K, 400K, 500K. I'm like, oh shit.
That's a blue ocean effect right there. Like,
exactly.
Really.
But then it dies, obviously. So then you're obviously always in the search for the next innovation, the next idea. Yeah. But the algorithm will always tell you it. As strange as that sounds.
Did you go from comedy to making the music, or were you always writing music?
It was always the music part with it. The music was always the comedy part.
Yeah.
So like the first thing that like really went viral was the music.
Yeah.
But it was just like 30-second clips that we were doing.
Yeah.
Instead of like actually dropping music.
Do you enjoy making music?
To an extent. I really enjoy making like the satire, funny music, but like I can't take myself seriously ever because I don't really think I'm good at music or anything like that. So it's just like the satire stuff is just, I can roll with it. Yeah. I don't really care how anyone judges it.
So you wouldn't go all the way, let's say, and you know, it's bound to happen. It's happened before. One of your songs, you know, it goes crazy viral. And, you know, like labels are trying to get at you and you know, you're getting booked for shows. You wouldn't go the full range of being an artist? To that extent, or how would you balance that lifestyle?
Definitely would, because it's the same concept as a content creator. As long as you're just doing that, you can just keep making content out of it. Yeah. And with the type of content that social media is now, you can pretty much do it anywhere. Grocery stores, for example, Costco guys made a living just doing boom or doom, just rating food in the Costco food court. Like, just have something original, roll with it, and it'll work. Like, I would definitely go with the music route. Any route that works, I'll just roll with it.
What was your most embarrassing piece of content that you did, like where it was just tough to follow through with?
There's one at a McDonald's, like when the Shamrock Shake came back, I poured the entire Shamrock Shake on me and ran through the McDonald's.
Oh shit.
That one was horrible.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No reception. Like 30K views, died.
Oh no. So you never got to post it?
No, I posted it, and that's what I was saying. It just did not do well at all.
Okay.
Just complete flopped. That was the most embarrassing one.
So it was embarrassing because it flopped, not the process of you doing.
Oh no, it was embarrassing doing it too. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm embarrassed. Like, doing that shit.
Is it usually awkward? You just kind of like know how to deal with it, or is it to the point now where
it gets easier over time?
What it is.
Like, it sucks when I still have to take my shirt off and do like this naked videos out in public. Those ones are really embarrassing because you're screaming out in public and like you're nothing basically. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, you just do it. It's just like a mindset thing. Just do it, and then it's like at the end of the day, everyone's gonna forget in 2 days. Yeah. Like they'll talk about it that night. They'll forget by the morning. Yeah, that's the way I'm living.
You ever gotten into like legit trouble, like shooting content where maybe somebody called the police or something like that?
No,
you got into a fight.
My content's a little bit more tame. You know, like what I'm doing is like, I'm more of the punching bag. I hate to say it in that way. So like anything that I'm doing, I'm not really disrupting anyone but myself.
Okay.
So like I'm banned from Walmart at one location just because they know who I am. And I walked in and they didn't want me filming there. And they thought we were going to trash the store. I'm not going to name which location, but they said I'm banned there for a year.
Okay.
Don't ask me why, but yeah, no, I'm kind of really tame with all that.
Yeah. So the Supreme Patty video of him shaving your head, that was at the mall.
Yeah, that was at Boynton Beach Mall.
So with that, with a scenario like that and him shaving your head, and I know malls can be a little weird about recording content. That's one that I kind of thought somebody probably talked to you or something after that.
So no, they didn't come until like the very, very end. The security guard finally walked up like 40 minutes later. They just kind of came up and he's like, what are you guys doing here? I have the video actually, like probably posted somewhere on my Instagram. And he's just like, oh, you got a cool cut. And then he sees the back of him. He's like, what the fuck? Like, it's just kind of like Boynton Mall is like the one place where like, be yourself there. No one cares. There's
not a lot of people in that mall either.
Even
not nowadays.
Even then when security sees you, they're just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
They're just vibing.
How did you guys even link up, you and Supreme Patty? Was that the first interaction?
That was the first interaction, yeah. So my friend Greco Tax, he kind of just made the connection. I'm not really gonna speak too much on him or on that, but
He just basically made it all happen.
pretty much he made all that
close
happen.
to Supreme Patty, and
Yeah, so then I was talking to Mills for a little bit then, and then that's where I got the connection to do the song. Mills has been guiding me a little bit through this. He's giving me a nice little bit of tips, and that's
and Mills is
his manager.
His manager.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And now you guys are cool, and he's giving you kind of like the roadmap a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely gave me a good guidance way on how to do social media, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone like trying to do the things that you do, someone maybe a little bit younger or even older? Some older people are the ones sometimes that maybe don't understand how, content or social media work. Like, what would be some pieces of advice you would give in order to take advantage of the algorithm or to create better content?
Just be different. Be very, very, very different and be unique. I'm proving that no matter how bad your music is, how bad the content is, as long as you're different and you're putting yourself out there and you're consistent and you're posting every day, 2 to 3 times a day, there's no way that it's not gonna work. It's kind of like mathematically impossible when at that point. If you're just going crazy at it and it's different, there's no way it's not gonna work. As long as the titles are right, like there's no way. Like I'm a normal person that just had an idea a year ago. It's just like, I'm gonna roll with it. And it's just like, not in an ego way, but like we knew it was gonna work. And we're not like done yet, obviously, but it's like, just be different and be unique. That's the only thing I can say. And be consistent. If you're not posting every single day, the fans will tell you what they want. The people will criticize you. And if you don't listen to that, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Do you like edit your own content?
I do everything. Yeah. So my friend, not everything. My friend BSF Bankroll or Brandon, he does, I'd say 90% of all my lyrics. We definitely are together. Like we do the hook lines and everything. But he writes like, I would say the main verses for like the main songs. But he's my creative director.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take all the credit. Definitely not. That's
So
not
that's
fair.
a process still.
Oh yeah.
Because what's tough, I know like from experience, you can record a lot of content.
Yes.
Then the process of you have to edit that content. You have to,
Yeah.
and putting it out, you have to be strategic in
Oh yeah. So
how you're going to title this, how you're going to, what the hook is going to be on this and things like that.
So I do full control over that. I do full control of the editing and posting on all the pages. I would say like I would just spam post on YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat. Those 3 platforms will reward you for spamming on it. Like genuinely reward you. Instagram, just do like a couple posts a day on there. Just keep grinding on it.
When you're creating your own content and you're the one editing that content,
Yes.
is that, what's the strategy behind that? Because you're creating a lot of content and then you have to edit that content and you have to put it out and you have to know how to title it. You have to know which platforms is best to do what with, what form of video is for Instagram, what form of video is for TikTok or something like that.
I'd say best way is just see what's trending, honestly, too. Like this is exactly what I do. See what's trending, same type of concept style that you're doing. Yeah. See what's getting the likes and views and just like do a different variation of it. Yeah. Just do like the same caption, but just change it, if that makes sense. Don't copy it word for word, but like if it's like 5 nights at Diddy's, just change it a little bit, like 8 nights at Diddy's or 8 nights at A.O. Dillon's or, just something like that. As long as you do with a little variation, steal the hashtags. That doesn't matter. Steal the hashtags. It's going to work.
Repurpose.
Yeah. YouTube posts 8 to 10 times a day on shorts. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
YouTube Shorts is amazingly,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I posted a few shorts and I don't do them enough. But almost every time I do, I get more views than I would get on a regular YouTube video.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you do on the related video to where you can like tag your main video to it?
I saw you could do that. I don't think I've ever done it though.
I'll show you.
A lot of people don't do that. You'll see like a YouTube short.
Yeah. And
then you have to go search for the actual video.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people don't do that, including myself.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. But is it a strategy to not do that? If you...
Nah. Well, there's a couple of things. I feel like sometimes like when you put the related video in, your video just won't get pushed because the algorithm doesn't want to push that video.
Yeah,
It's
that's fine.
weird. So like what I always do is I'll post one thing with it related, one thing without it related, same time. I put like, if you go on my YouTube, I have like 2,000 videos posted on there because I'm nonstop like posting. Best thing is just schedule it for the day. Like I schedule for weeks in advance on there. Just nonstop on there. Unless I do a new video, I'll just edit it, post it immediately. Like I know Mr. Dillon can vouch, like we'll record something here, be driving to the next location, I would have it edited and posted on every single platform.
And yeah, that was gonna be a follow-up question of mine is how long do you take on a piece of content? And I'm guessing from what you're saying, not that long.
I won't post past 4 p.m. on any day. Maybe like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. maybe, but like that's it. That's my limit. Because you also got to think about the West Coast as well.
Okay, so you won't post past 6 p.m.
Yes, and I'll only post 2 times a day on Instagram. YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, there's no limit. I'll repost and spam on that.
Yeah.
And because it always rewards you for it. Instagram will like shadow ban you for it. All the other ones are like, they literally tell you to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So
that may just be like your demographic or your particular content outreach, because maybe I know like statistically I like to look at kind of like the analytics and they'll tell me at what time people usually consume my content. For us, it's usually around 6 p.m.
Okay.
For some strange reason. Around 6 p.m. or earlier in the day, it's around like lunchtime, like 11, 12.
Nice. Well, that's for more of the long form content.
Right.
I'm talking more like short form, but I understand that makes a lot of sense for long form content because most of the time the long form content, most people are going to be watching when they're sitting down eating. Yeah. That's why I look at it. So lunchtime, maybe breakfast, dinner time, maybe before bed. That's where I can see like long form content. But for short form content, those platforms are constantly needing content because all people are doing is just scrolling.
You have to feed the beast.
So like when you're scrolling, you'll probably go through 100, 200 videos without you even realizing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for long form, you have to genuinely sit down there and watch the entire thing and actually process what you're watching. Yeah. So a lot of times it's like, I'm not even doing that unless I'm eating. Yeah. Can't think of really any other time. It's just...
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, absolutely.
For podcasts, yeah, 6 p.m. is a great time.
Yeah.
We call ourselves City, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.